Hey ladies, it's Mocha Mommy here, just bringing you another podcast style video because I just wanted to make sure I was able to put some content out and put some content out quickly and just give you an update on some issues on what this whole on code thing is and the reality of it. Now, there has been some talk around how the Black female YouTube space is not unified and we don't quote unquote stay on code. They'll be like, well, the manosphere can sort of have their little arguments, but they stay on code. And I am trying to tell you that no, they don't. I've always been in comment sections like, these dudes do not stay on code. They dox each other at dangerous levels. And when we had manosphere participants and manosphere critics on the same woman-centered platform, I will link the video in the description. They confirmed what I had been saying. Ladies, they have no code. They do not have code. They do not have a code. They will sell each other out. They are not their brother's keeper. For them to have a really tight, close-knit relationship with another Black man, this is indicative of where our culture is, period. A lot of them do not have close relationships. A lot of those relationships are very conditional. A lot of them do not trust each other. A lot of them do not believe in each other. We talk about crabs in the barrel. Let me tell you something. Some of these educated lambs are the ones with the sharpest claws. And I have said that a couple times. They do not like the success of other people. Now, there might be people on the coattails of some of the larger content creators now, but trust me, once that content creator crosses over mainstream, the target on his back will grow larger. And there will be people who will sell him down the river for $1. Trust me, I'm saying this now. They will sell them down the river for $1. So when we see these conditional truces or these light truces that I've seen between certain content creators, Cynthia G and Crystal and Carolyn being two in particular, because also with other content creators who I've just seen with these light truces where they decided like, hey, I'm not going to do a hit piece on you even if I get an email. That's way better because these dudes, the minute that you surpass them in subscribers or merch sales, trust me, there's a target on your back, right? A lot of these guys do not have crossover appeal and will not be able to pull in other viewers who are not in the African American community. A lot of these guys don't have any other source of revenue. So they have a lot to lose when they lose subscribers or lose clout. Or if just YouTube decides to redo the algorithm. They're out of luck. And I've been saying this. We keep on saying that their brotherhood is stronger than our sisterhood. And I'm telling you, ladies, it's not. I learned this in the United States military. I was in ROTC at Howard University. They paid for my education, actually. So when they out here telling these lies about how Black women have student loans, a lot of us, we're doing all right. We have alternatives, and I have put that in my education video about alternatives to way to fund your education, right? So, retired General Colin Powell took a pretty hands-on approach with a lot of the HBCUs and their ROTCs. He was very much about creating more African American leadership, right? And it gave us a lot of advice and help to not just the ROTC cadets, but the cadre, right? As far as how they can move up in their careers. Since then, that has not happened. Let me tell you something. They sure enough will rat each other out. They will definitely not trust you to be friends with their families, right? For sure. especially if they have a non-black spouse. They won't bring you around. They don't help each other with OERs. Hold on, I'm trying to use a civilian, like a review. They won't help each other with reviews. They won't help each other with progress. Now, they might hide each other's dirt for a little while, but if they get an opportunity, they always talk about snitches get stitches, but trust me, the reason why they say that is because so many of them snitch on each other. When something goes down, they will steal each other's women and sleep with each other's wives. They will talk mess and subvert your authority behind your back. I've seen them do this. They are not on code. Do not think for 1 minute that this is some kind of strong wave of something that's going to overtake you as a black woman. Like, no, it's not. What's going to happen is their foolishness is going to be seen in the light of day. No one's taking this seriously. But you. You're the only one taking this seriously. Let these guys bring it on the mainstream, and I trust they will be giving phone calls, text messages, and all that stuff to these media and gossip outlets in a minute if they know they can get up $500 out of it. They will do that. They will do that to each other, and they will eat each other alive. They will devour each other. They fear each other way more than they fear you and your level up. They are not on code. Do not be jealous of what it is you think they have, because it is a facade. They will tell you that they can make videos about financial empowerment and not get the views as if they talk mess about you as a black woman, even if they don't believe it themselves. Excuse me. But I am telling you, ladies, there's nothing that they have that we don't. In fact, they're the ones who will not tell each other. They're the ones who won't help each other fill out a job application. We're the ones who do that. Think about it. They so hard on these baby mamas, not realizing that when cousin Pookie and cousin Ray Ray get out of jail, they ain't letting them live in their house. They're not going to sacrifice their job to put a good word in. Secretly, they hope that some broke baby mama come take their little jailbird cousin, because they're not going to protect him. They're not going to help him. They are not going to give that brother a leg up. They will steal someone's business idea before they'll go and support it and big it up. They will. That's why they're coming to you whenever they got something to sell. Whenever they got something to market, they coming to you. This quarantine, a lot of dudes are in women's spaces, right? In women's markets, selling shea butter, hair care products. How many black women beauty content creators have done for free, unsponsored content, right, on a black-owned beauty product? They'll shout out a black-owned beauty product, whether that content is sponsored or not. How many times have you seen that? Ones with really large platforms. We've seen that multiple times. How many times do you see these guys shouting out Scotch Porter, Bevel, Bronner Brothers, products that are made by them for them? Nope, they'd rather talk about your lace front. You see what I'm saying? They're not on code. They're not on code in the way that you think that they are. And they are not as much of a threat as you think they are. They are way more threatened by your level up than you are by their rhetoric. Because what is happening is they're putting their foot in their mouth, and they are putting their foolishness on display for the world to see. This is why I'm constantly encouraging you, black women, to put yourself out there. Put yourself out there. You can change the narrative that these fools are swallowing. You can change the narrative. All right? Change the narrative by you stepping out of your box, by you getting out of your comfort zone, by you making it a point to talk to and mingle with those coworkers, your fellow students, right? By putting yourself out there on these dating profiles, by you out there just being more friendly in spaces and including other people in your level up, being part of these book clubs and fitness clubs and being part of these running clubs and going to sporting events just as the economy starts to open, right? Going to happy hours. Just put yourself out there and change that stinking narrative, okay? Because they're putting trash out there for the world to consume. Show people how much of a fallacy that they're doing. Show them. Show the world who you really are. These men have no access to the spaces that you're trying to get into. They don't. They only wish they did. So right now they're trying to smear your name, right? What is Crystal and Carazon's saying? Like, well, when I worked for Amazon, the dude who worked the floor, you know what I mean? Great. You trying to be an executive. You think you care? You think these executives care? And if they did, what would they think when they see it? You know, this particular content creator was, another woman was commenting and critiquing on his content, right? She was kind of showing him, and he was playing, and my husband walks past, and he's like, what are you looking at? I said, oh, you know, this guy here, he's a relationship expert. And my husband says, this guy's a relationship expert? I say, yeah. And he goes, he dresses like the bad guy from The Matrix. Who'd take a relationship advice from him? And I just got to laughing, like, whatever, you know. And then he's like, yeah, if you need relationship advice from one of the men in black, your relationship's in a lot more trouble. And I just, like, started cracking up laughing because that's his, as a quote-unquote high-value man, a guy who works for one of the leading cybersecurity companies, who is an ex-military officer and ex-ML Major League Baseball player, he thinks that this guy's a joke just by looking at him for those few minutes. He already can tell. Think about it. Think about who his colleagues are. Some of his colleagues are Hall of Fame level athletes, right? Not these dudes who are broke in 2 years. Some of his colleagues have gone to places like the Citadel and West Point, right, to get their education. These guys have served overseas and worked for some of the biggest defense contracting companies. This November, we went to a couple of socially distanced election parties because some of his colleagues have now been elected to public office. Some of his military buddies, some of his army buddies. So when he sees this guy for a minute and can sniff out that this is not who he claims to be, right? This guy's not who he claims to be. He doesn't have the value that he claims to have, right? He doesn't have the clout that he claims to have because somebody who's actually in those circles can sniff it a mile away. Hence, the videos that have gotten reactions from likes of Jordan Harbinger and Cassie West, right? So, what I'm saying is, you have nothing to worry about because the way of a fool sounds right to him. You know, keep letting them make fools of themselves publicly because it's only a matter of time before they, one, devour each other, right? And number two, get exposed for the idiots they are. Like, I remember just being a part of a live, and please, guys, leave that to the content creators. If you're not a content creator, don't really chime in, right? Because it doesn't benefit you in any way. But, yeah, I was like, where are you getting your sources when you're hearing this? Because I'm letting you know, as someone who has the credentials to verify clinical sources and research data, I am letting you know that you sound stupid. I'm letting you know this. I'm giving you a warning to let you know you need to check your sources. And they were still just obstinate. He was still obstinate about it. He was still arguing about it. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What? And he just went in a circle. And I was just like, do you see this? Do you see this? And I had to just hang up because I couldn't. You know what I mean? It's just, what? How are you going to get black women to follow you if you can't even bring out correct data about them? You know what I mean? How How you gonna get black women to fall in line or submit to what it is when you can't even spout accurate, timely statistics that have been done in the past 10 years from verifiable source? Trust me, their foolishness is on display, and you guys are gonna see it. This is all they have. This is all they ever accomplished. Some of them have never accomplished anything in their entire lives other than getting subscribers. So what I'm going to challenge you to do is watch Eddie Edheim's video with O'Shea Duke Jackson. That's the only time you should ever listen to anything that this man ever says, okay? Is when he's giving you the game about the reality of what's actually happening in the manosphere. And giving you the game about the monetized YouTube algorithm. Okay? Then what I want you to do is all your creative energy, all of your potential, all of your skills, I want you to market that. I want you to market yourself, all right, to the type of men who value what it is you have. Put your creative energy out there. Let's say you don't even monetize it. Let's just say that you know how to sew, right? And you sew something, and you just write off all the fabric you bought as a business expense. That benefits you in some way. Okay? Let's say that you are into beauty content and you create a beauty blog. And you eventually get to the point where you get enough subscribers to where you can be an Amazon influencer, and then you can generate passive income from the beauty products you recommend. Let's just say you start a channel doing your artwork, right? Take pictures, put a link to your Etsy shop, and then market that to brands like Artist Loft and I'm trying to think of those other companies that make like paper and colored pencils and art media, Color Craft, Crayola, whoever, right? You know what I mean? And then market your skill set and say, hey, look, I have 4,000 subscribers and I have a drawing channel and an Etsy shop, right? Start doing that. Use that advice for your benefit. Don't use it as ammo to fight them because you're not going to win because they're too obstinate to see it. I mean, I bring this up all the time. Proverbs 26 should be the scripture of 2021, right? If you're a believer or not. Because it just makes sense to not engage with really foolish individuals. So, I'm just going to encourage you that these people are not a threat. These trolls, these quote-unquote gurus, doxers, they're not a threat to you. Your biggest threat is not putting yourself out there. Put yourself out there because that makes their narrative look even more foolish. They let them spin the love and hip hop around and around, but then you be Claire Huxtable and you be above it all. And it makes them look even more stupid when they see how classy you are, how intelligent you are, how creative you are, how many social graces you have. Like, you know what I mean? How polite and friendly you are. This is going to make them look even more stupid. That's why your level up is such a threat. Because they keep telling the world your problems, and you're ratchet, and you're ugly, and you're this, and you're fat. Let me tell you something, black women, okay? This whole fat thing, okay? The average white woman is a size 16. Average white woman. So for those of you who want a fitness journey, if you get to size 10, guess what? You already won. You already won being a size 10. That's between medium and large. A lot of these chicks right now holding down Torrid, okay? There's a lot of them shopping in Lane Bryant right now. There's a lot of them looking for 2X's. They the first things to go when you go to Ross and TJ Maxx. Them 1X's and 2X's and them XLs, honey. If you can get to a medium, a large/medium, girl, you already won this game. You don't need to be a size 2. I am telling you, a size 10 right now can run the game. Especially after this quarantine, girl. Please. So I'm going to go to my yoga class right now because I'm on my level up and I'm about my personal peace. All right? Because these fools probably couldn't even afford my monthly dues. So you know I don't care what they say. All right, this is Mocha Mommy, and I'll catch you in the next video.